Hello, guys. You already know my name. I'm God's servant, Francis Amo Sam. And today I have a brother here. He's also a man of God from Zambia. So, man of God, you mention your name and you tell them where you come from in Zambia.
Okay, so my name is Chirwa Felix. I come from the southern part of Zambia, Mazabuka. Yep.
And we are all here in Christ for the Nations
Yep.
Institute, which is a Bible. It is a Bible school located here in Dallas, Texas, in the United States of America. So today I'm talking to Felix about his experience, about the whole process, how he got his admission, the scholarship, and how he went through the embassy in Zambia. So stay glued, don't go anywhere. So, man of God,
Yes, sir.
I just want to know how you heard about Christ for the Nations
Yep.
Institute.
Okay, so Christ for the Nations Institute, I heard about it from a certain ministry that I visited because apparently our vice president, former vice president, Dr. Nevas Mumba in Zambia, was a student here.
Wow.
So it's a household name. People know him. They mention his name, and he has had the privilege of interpreting for great men of God like the late, Renard Bonke and all that. That's how we got also to know about this school.
Wow,
So
this is
he got
my
to know
first time
about it.
knowing. I didn't know
Exactly,
that.
Yeah. So he got to know about it. Then he equally also came to travel here. He was at the same school, did his thing, left a very good reputation here. So even when we are here, like someone greets you and you say you are from Zambia, they'll ask you if you know about him because he's a household name here at CFNI. The lecturers know him, staff know him. So it's just been a household name. So I heard of it from him that he also has been here, and quite a lot of other great men of God that have passed through here that you may hear in their sermons or in their biographies that they have been here. And you can even see the character building that they are trying to do outside those countries, trying to represent the school very well. So I heard about it from church, of course.
So, after you heard of it, how did you apply to Christ for the Nations Institute?
Okay, so I heard of it and I started applying online. That's about in 2020 when I started applying. So when I started applying, I was working. I was quite busy with work. And the first time I started applying for the scholarship, I was discontinued because I was not responding to the emails on time. And I think when you get here, you learn from the culture. They say the best communication is over communication.
Yeah.
So it's better you have everything hands on, you're communicating on time with the people so that they know that you really want this thing that you're applying for. So it doesn't really have a lot of relaxation, but you really need to push for you to have it. So I started applying in 2020. I was disqualified, so I had to appeal for them to continue my application. So in 2021, I started applying again, like afresh. But the documents that I had, I was still sending the emails, sending them to my student advisor until I was given the admissions. After admissions, because that's a scholarship letter, they tell you to say, no, you have been accepted, but a scholarship is not a must. So after you have been accepted, now you begin to wait.
Yeah, I was coming to ask you about the scholarship.
Yeah.
So, the scholarship, it takes so long. For
Yes.
me, it took so long.
Yeah.
So I was just about to ask you,
Yes.
how were you able to secure that scholarship?
Okay.
Because here it's a big deal.
Yes.
They don't give a lot of scholarship
Exactly,
to so many people.
exactly.
So to back that scholarship, it's a big deal. So
Yes, it is.
how were you able to make your way through with that scholarship?
Okay, so as I said earlier, there is no better form of communication than over communication.
Yeah.
So what I did is I learned my lesson the first time I was disqualified, that it was due to the lack of communication that I was having. So I upped my game when it came to communication. The time it got to the scholarship, everything they needed had to be sent on time. Every form they needed, anything they required, I had to send it on time so that I show them that I really want this thing called a scholarship, because there are quite many people that are eligible.
Sure.
And apart from the grace of God, of course, we know that we really need to put in our own work.
Yeah.
We need to put in the excellence as we are sending documents, scanning them and all that. We do them on time. We do them with excellence. We just have to show them that we really want this thing. So I think apart from my ministry experience that showed that I really wanted this thing, and apart from all the other documents that were needed to be sent for this thing to go through, I think diligence, speed, and excellence are the things that I just put in to make sure that I really back this thing. Because you can imagine you're competing with many people like that. And
So many people applying.
Yes, you have so many people applying even from Africa,
all over the world.
from all over the world, Brazil, everywhere. And then you're also competing for the same spots. I think apart from the grace of God, it takes excellence.
You have to put in the work.
You have to put in the
Yeah,
work.
so that's what I always tell people,
Yes.
that if you are going to go about this schooling abroad,
Uh-huh.
you need to put in the work.
Exactly.
You need to like give it your time.
Yes.
Because it's searching for schools, it's a whole job on its own.
Yeah, it's a job on its
so
own.
you have to put in the effort, put in the work. You have to be consistent.
Exactly.
So there are some people who are messaging me, telling me, hey, can you apply for school for me? And I tell them it's a work on its own.
Yeah, on its own.
You have to put in the effort. I can't do it for you.
Yes.
Because it's going to take time.
Yeah.
You have to
do it yourself.
Yeah, and do it. So
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So after you got a scholarship, how was the visa process for you in Zambia?
Okay, so I got my scholarship. I was sent a document called an I-20, which I need to present at the visa, of course. So I don't know how it is in other countries, but on my experience, I'll tell you this. I prepared myself. I watched videos on YouTube. I searched what kind of questions are asked when you go for the interview. Like I did my research, and I went there with a folder full of documents. So I got there, I made my appointment, I was given a date. I went there, we were quite a lot, like on that day, and the time I was given were about 30. And I was maybe on number 19 or somewhere there. I was almost part of the guys that were at the far end of the queue for me to go for that. So I went there, I was screened on security, got into the embassy. I put in my documents, everything that they needed. But the best thing I can tell you is I had the ability to memorize. I thought my documents were going to do the talking for me. But I think at the end of the day, they were just
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
So mostly it's your preparation, your courage.
Sure.
You must know why you are there. You must know why you are coming
Most
here.
at times, the consular is not going to ask for your documents.
Exactly.
He just wants to see you talk. He wants to see your confidence level. He wants to see if you already know what you are going to do.
Are you confident that in English and all those things, like your command as you speak to them?
You have to be on top of your game.
On top of your game,
But at times, people think that if I'm going for the interview, I have my documents right and everything. I'm just going to pull out my document so that the consulates, they don't have time.
Because I had people that came with big files than mine. Others came with return tickets to prove that when they go, they are still going to go back to their country. But they were
it doesn't work that way.
So at the end of the day, documents must not speak for you. You must speak for yourself. Grace must speak for you. I was even interceding on that queue when I saw the number of people that were being denied visas. I thought as if when it comes to me, the same was going to happen. I was even praying in my heart. I said, God, let me have this. So it's how you present yourself, your courage, why you are here. You must know the purpose of why you are here. Because questions will just come abruptly. They'll just be coming like that.
So I just want to know, what are some of the questions that you were asked during the interview?
Like purpose of travel.
And how did you answer it?
What's your purpose of travel? I said, I'm going for school. Which school are you going to attend? I told them they had not seen the documents. They were just asking me, like, which school are you going to attend? I mentioned the school. So they ask you, when did you complete your secondary or university? You tell them, what have you been doing from the time you completed till now? So you tell them if you have been working, because the question will be, why didn't you decide to go before?
Yeah, sure.
Or let's say you maybe you are fresh from secondary school, and then 5 years has passed, you have been home and you want to come here. They ask you, say, but what have you been doing all these 5 years for you to decide to come now?
I was asked the same question.
Exactly. So you have been in university and then you have spent 5 or 10 years in your country and you say, no, I want to come to CFNI. The question is that why didn't you decide before that? You see? And mostly for us that are in ministry, of course, you find that maybe we are trying to get on the practical aspect of ministry. We have been there, but we just want to add the knowledge, for us to have that skill, for us to have that. So we have been in ministry before, and I told them, say, I've been in this before. How big is the ministry where you come from? I told them the church where I come from, how big it is.
So you were able to prove to them that you were doing something back home.
Yes.
And you were not just sitting
exactly.
somewhere doing nothing.
Yes.
So most of the times, if you have completed school for so long and you are not doing anything, they just know that you just want a way to travel, go and work and not return.
Yes.
But the moment you are doing something home, they know that after your studies, you are going to come back to continue
and
with
continue,
whatever.
because you need to prove that you have ties of where you are coming from. If not family.
That was the next thing I was coming to ask you about your social ties. So can you explain how you were able to explain to the consular what your social ties were back home in Zambia?
So social ties, of course, apart from family, the other reason is like, personally, I don't know about you. Personally, my father is late. I have mom home there. I need to take care of her and all those things. So a business back home, all those things, like maybe you are the job pending, or maybe there's a business that you are doing. Other people are civil servants. They get a leave off work to come here for school and go back. So you need all those things to prove that you are really going to get back home where you are coming from. So there is all that you need to bring out, the social aspect, your family being there, because if you don't have family here and then you are coming here alone, they know that it will take a lot for you to decide to stay
Yeah,
for good.
sure.
It's because you have left family there, and most of us have left businesses, we have left families, we have parents to take care of. So all those things count. Like why they should know that you are going to get back home after the program.
Wow, wow, that's great.
Yes.
That's great. Guys, this is our brother from Zambia. He's
Yep.
Felix, and I'm talking to him about his experience on how he got his student visa, the F1 visa in Zambia. And as you can hear, he's talking about so many things, your social ties, how you are going to answer questions at the consular office. One thing you have to know is you have to study.
Yep.
Before you get into the embassy, you have to know the program you are going to do. You have to know the school. You have to be on top of your game. You don't have to go and shiver in front of the consular. If it happens, you are going to be denied your visa.
Yes.
So now I will ask him my last question, and we bring this video to an end. So, brother Felix,
Yes.
I would like you to tell the viewers some of the things they should expect when they are going for their F1 visa, some of the experience you have so far, what you want them to know before they get into the embassy for their interview.
Okay, so apart from you being open-minded, I think the questions have been addressed quite a lot. So most of the things that you should know as you are getting there, apart from the security checkups, you mean logistical-wise, or what they should set their mind on? You know, you must just have the confidence. Have the confidence.
Yes.
You know,
It's very
believe.
important.
Yes, have that confidence, and above all, you may have a file of documents that you may have there. But as the man of God has put it, you really need to do your research. You really need to study, because most of the questions that will be coming, you will not have time to look at your documents.
Yeah.
You must speak from your mind. They must know that you know what you are talking about. From the purpose of travel, research about the school that you're coming to, because you can't forget the name of the school in such an interview. You need to know where you are going. You need the program of study that you are coming for, how long the program is. All those things, they should be there with you. In your head. You must really get to study this thing, get to know them. It may not be CFNI, it may be other schools, but you must really get to know what you are coming for, the program you are coming to do, how long the program is, because those questions will come, and you can't start pulling out documents. No, they want you to speak. They want to hear your command of English. They want to see your confidence level. Can you survive in such a place? So there is a lot that needs to come in. But do your research about the school that you are going to, do research about the culture, because where we are coming from, there's a gap like that. There is a whole lot of gap. There are things that we may do there that are not acceptable here. There are things that they may do here that we don't see acceptable, but because it's us that are looking for an upper hand, we have to study the culture. You know stuff about the weather. You must always get to be ready about such things, even as you go for the visa application. So to avoid you start coughing and shivering and sweating in front of the consulate there, the best you can do is please research about the school, research about the country, research about the program that you're coming for, the duration of the program. All those things should be on your head, so that as questions are coming, you are just bringing them out, and the Lord is gracious unto you.
God bless you so much, man of God. I appreciate your time.
God. Thank you.
God bless you, viewers. I appreciate your time. When you watch this video, you share and you bring in your comments, and we are going to make so many videos answering your questions concerning F1 visa and whatever that you want to ask